Now, there's been a major flare-up in violence between Armenia and Azerbaijan in the disputed Nagorno Karabakh region. Armenia's defense ministry spokesman tweeted out these images, apparently showing Azerbaijani tanks being destroyed. Azerbaijan says it's launched a large counter-offensive along the front line. The region has declared martial law and the mobilization of its male population. Nagorno Karabakh is internationally recognized as part of Azerbaijan, but it's controlled by Armenian forces. Robin Forrester-Walker is monitoring developments from Tbilisi in Georgia. He joins us on the phone from there. So let's start with this general mobilization going on in Nagorno Karabakh. It's just been announced. I guess that's a sign that things are not calming down.
No, Sammy, it doesn't look that way at all. I've been in touch with both foreign ministries of Azerbaijan and Armenia, and as you were saying, both sides accusing the other of starting this, which, of course, is the typical statements that you hear. So it's very difficult to get a clear picture. But what the Azeris are saying is that the Armenians began shelling civilian positions and military positions on their front line, on their side of the front line of the military area that we're talking about now, which is Nagorno-Karabakh, and that civilians were injured and two Azeri military personnel killed. What the Armenians are saying is that the Azeris launched a full-scale attack on their positions, including the regional capital, Stepanakert, which is a very significant development because Stepanakert was not targeted during the last time there was a major conflict there, the 4-day conflict in 2016, I believe. We also saw violence earlier this year, but that was not in the Nagorno-Karabakh area, this contested area. So the fact that Stepanakert has been targeted really ups the ante, so to speak. The Azeris have not confirmed whether or not they did strike Stepanakert, but that is a very serious cause for concern. And as you were showing there, the Armenians, quick to use military pictures of the attacks that they've been able to make on the Azeri side and inflicting damage to Azeri equipment. The Azeris have in the past used unmanned drones to carry out missile strikes. They have significant military hardware, and in fact, they have spent a very large amount of their budget on building up their armed forces. But the Armenians also are well fortified their positions. They're the ones who control Karabakh. And so the potential for serious injuries because this area is also, there are civilian populations on both sides, potential for more serious damage to civilian infrastructure and civilian positions is always there. And this is very worrying to see this happening right now.
Oh, that segues into my next question for you, Robin, because in the past when we've seen conflict, it has sparked massive casualties in the civilian population, an exodus of people leaving the region. What is the humanitarian situation?
Well, Nagorno-Karabakh is populated with civilians. The Stepanakert, the regional capital, is quite a large town, and there are also a number of villages that are sort of quite strung out along the sort of lowlands as well of this area that Armenia controls, and they tend to be kind of mixed in with military positions because of the fact that this area has been a regional conflict zone for so many years. And on the Azeri side too, these are farming villages mixed in with the front lines. You're never far from civilian positions that can be easily hit, of course, because the shelling, isn't necessarily that accurate. Although when we had a flare-up back in July this year, the emphasis that both sides were trying to portray with this was all about targeted, use of very sophisticated weapons, often. In the Azeri case, these are Israeli-built drones that are capable of targeting very specific places, and they've shown a lot of videos of military installations being hit. But always the potential for civilian casualties is huge, and it's very concerning to see that civilian positions, including Stepanakert, are being struck now, if that is the case.
All right, thanks so much, Robin Forrester Walker there.